Hey guys, it's Ransom Cochran with the GC Papyrus, and today I'm sitting here with some of the GC football coaching staff, and today we're going to be doing a recruiting 101 kind of questionnaire type deal. So for starters, you guys just want to go down with your name, what positions you coach, and what are the states that you recruit.
My name is Coach Lonnie, and I coach the safeties, and I'm the defensive coordinator here. I recruit a little bit of Missouri, the southern states, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, and Northern California.
Josh Flannery, I'm the offensive coordinator. I coach the quarterbacks and the running backs, and my recruiting territories would include Southern Illinois, Southern California. Those would be the primary ones, and then a few other states outside of that.
My name's Coach Cox. I coach linebackers and special teams coordinator. My recruiting area is also Southern Illinois, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Kentucky.
My name is CJ Nightingale. I coach the corners, and my recruiting area is Chicago and the suburbs, and then Midwest, Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, and Texas.
All right, so the first question I got for you guys is, what influences you to contact an athlete?
Probably first and foremost, it is the high school coach. They're going to be the ones that kind of give us an opportunity of who they are in terms of character, work ethic, leadership. They're also going to provide us with film. So the high school coaches play a big part in us learning about these kids, getting us their contact information, those sorts of things. So that would be a heavy influence for sure.
I think in addition to that, it's not so much always just what influences to contact the kid initially, because a lot of that's true. But we also want to find out after that first contact, when we talk to the kid, what he really believes, if he's going to be a great fit for Greenville. And a lot of that comes from the high school coach as well, but it's not always necessarily just what influences us to contact the kid initially, because some of that might be just he sent an email, so we want to follow up with him, or we saw his highlight film, so we want to follow up with him. But after that initial contact, it's a lot about what type of kid is he.
All right, what are some green and red flags for a potential recruit?
I would say initially the green flag to go that we want are Christian fits. They're kids that buy into the mission of building champions for Christ, but also buy into what Greenville stands for as a college. And so right away we get excited when kids are like that, and kids want to be a part of a Christian program, be a part of something that is going to impact them on and off the field. And then red flags are whether it's selfishness or just pride. You get these kids that just ask you, hey, what can you do for me? Or how can I start right away? Or how can I play right away? That's not what we're looking for, and those are typically kids that you can weed out right away, because you know that they're in it for the wrong reasons. Obviously, you have your red flags with trouble or potential grade issues, but for me, big thing is selfishness and pride on their part, where they don't want to be a part of the team.
Yeah, a big one is, at least for me, is how quickly are they getting back to me? How quickly are they getting stuff done that I'm asking to get done? Whether it's finish the online application, send me their transcripts. You give them a list of things they need to get done, and the quicker they can get that done shows the higher that you are as far as a priority for them. And so to me that's a great gauge of how interested they are and how serious they are, because right now we've got a lot of guys that love the idea of being recruited to play college football, but don't necessarily love the idea of going through the effort to be college football players. So that's a great way for me to weed guys out of, are they getting back with their stuff? Are they getting back with their transcripts? Getting me their stuff in a pretty quick manner, because if they are, then that means they are serious. They're more likely that they're serious about it than the guy who said, oh yeah, I forgot about that, I'll get back to you.
On top of those as well, I think a big one for us is when they come for a visit, and then what our current players say about them, how they acted in the dorm rooms on their overnight recruiting visit, the words that they were using, how they treated other people. So we might have a kid that up until that point was a green light, but could potentially go to a red light based on what our guys say. So they're still going through that evaluation process as they get here.
Yeah, I think a lot of what these guys said is real accurate. I'd say too. On top of that, maybe another green flag for me, a go ahead, is when my first conversation with a kid, and I get an opportunity to ask him what he's looking for. If he's able to articulate a lot of things that we have, a lot of things that we do. He wants the brotherhood. He wants something that's more than football. He wants a Christian atmosphere where he can grow spiritually and develop as a man. Then that's a guy that we want. If he's looking for the things that we want to be, that we want to do, then that's a guy that we want. If he's able to articulate those things without me first and foremost telling him that's who we are, and then asking him, are you looking for those things? A lot of kids are going to say, yeah, but if he says that up front first, then that's really important to me.
All right, so aside from all the things that have been said, is there any additional things that stick out to you when you're recruiting an athlete?
The way he interacts with other people, especially people that aren't necessarily important for him to come play here. So whether that's a server at a restaurant or somebody in the DC, or just the way they interact with other people and the level of respect. And I think all of us as coaches, one of the very first questions we ask the recruits is, why do you love football, or why do you want to be a college football player? And that's going to answer a lot of questions right off the bat for us, because you can't play college football if you don't love the game. It takes too much time. There's way too much involved in it, that you'll get burnt out pretty quick and you won't last. And so trying to gauge if they actually love the game or if they love everything else around it is really important.
And I think to go off of that too, to see that passion and effort that they give on the field. You watching film, you'll naturally see guys that are athletic and talented, but how do they compete? How do they go in and play out? And not just the plays that come to them, but the plays that are away from them. And do they constantly, get after it? Whether it's helping a team out blocking, whether it's pursuit of the ball on defense, just are they going to have that passion and effort to play the game? Because like Coach Cox said, a lot of guys like the idea of it, but do they love the game? And we get to see that on film.
And I think for us in particular, on top of what these guys are saying, we want guys who get excited about our mission, which is building champions for Christ. So we try to define that for them and explain how we try to reach that through our core values of EMAP. And so when we're explaining these things to the recruits about, hey, this is who we are, this is who we want to be, if that gets them excited, or if they can articulate that those are some things that they are definitely want to be a part of, then that gets us excited. And if not, then that can be a situation where we're saying, Greenville may not be a great fit for you then. So I think those are other things that we definitely consider.
All right, so how do you go about contacting an athlete, and what kind of interaction do you like seeing from there if they don't contact you first?
I because my cell phone is out of state, so a lot of times my first call is going to be ignored anyway. So I usually start off with a text and just I find that I get the best response from that. So I send a text saying who I am and asking if there's a time if they're interested to talk about the program. And so that way I get that initial contact, but then because I want some time to be able to have that first conversation, but then to me it's more efficient and it doesn't catch them off guard.
Okay, final question. So Coach Flannery, you were talking about inviting these student athletes here for a visit. Kind of what is the process getting them here, and once they're here, kind of what do they go through during their visit?
Sure. So most of the kids that come on a visit have to be, to a certain point in the process. So whether they've applied or been accepted, or they're close on either one of those two, guys that we feel like as a staff would be potentially good fits for us. So we've spoken with them, obviously. We've spoken with their parents. They're all on board. We've spoken to maybe their high school head coach or position coach from high school, or anyone that can help us learn more about the recruit. And then so once we've gotten to a point where we want to invite them, we invite them to one of our overnight recruit visits, and we have several dates that they can choose from, and we invite them to that. And then once they're here, it's like I said earlier, it's an evaluation process still for us as we get to know them, and it's a huge evaluation for them. So up until this point, they probably have only read things online or in the letters or emails that we sent them, so they're still digesting all this information while being here in person. So once they're here, there's meetings with admissions, tours, football meetings, all sorts of things. Hanging out with our guys, I think, is a big one, like I said. And then post visit, we like to give guys some time to kind of digest a couple days. Then we follow up with them, and we see if there's any follow-up questions from the visit that they had. We want to find out if there was any concerns that they may have encountered while here. So, and then we want to try and get that commitment. So I think those are probably the steps that we would typically take as a staff.
Sweet. Any other additional comments or anything that you'd like to add for any potential recruits?
Obviously, potential recruits that are watching this, feel free to reach out to us. We're on board for 2018. We're looking forward to that as we wrap up 2017. So be sure to reach out to any of these coaches. All of our contact information is online. We're all on all the social media, whether it's Facebook or Twitter. So that's another way to reach out to us. But we're excited to find champions for Christ, and we want to bring those guys here.
Awesome. Thank you very much, coaches. Thank you all for watching.